The opening shots were actually shot inside Lincoln Park when we were helping Dan film for his documentary. I never really talked about it, but it was honestly the most terrifying explorer and experience I've ever felt in my life. And I'm sure I've said that maybe before, but it was truly terrifying. Not only because it was at night, but just because it's Lincoln Park. If you're not familiar with Lincoln Park, it is like the top murder spot in Baltimore, and probably I would give a good guess and say it was probably top 5 places, you know, in at least the Northeast. This was an extremely creepy explorer that myself and Dan Bell and Matt Sonswa were filming. This used to be an old meat factory at one point, and it looked like at another time it was a church because the outside sign stated something community church. It was insane how damaged it was inside, and especially at night. I mean, anything at night really does kind of bring it to another level, but this particular building, even though I was with Dan and Matt, it was just a very eerie feeling walking around there with the water dripping down from the ceiling. Felt like we were walking through like a cave or a swamp or something.
Isn't this lovely?
Yeah. This is great, man.
This is great. Just be careful in the, these puddles, because sometimes underneath is frozen and the top is just water.
Oh, so you slip.
So just be careful.
Okay. This is in a stairwell somewhere?
Yeah. The only one that I know about is caving in.
Oh, okay.
So we decided to end the explore of that meat factory kind of short because since the building was so damaged by recent fire, it made the concrete very brittle. Dan noticed that some of the floors were just not, it just was not safe to continue walking, and you know, we didn't want to obviously fall through.
Park ahead of us.
Oh, it is? In the woods, in Lincoln Park, we stumbled upon this weird old cemetery that was here. It was interesting just hearing it from Dan's perspective because he was saying that he hadn't really ever seen this or heard of this, of a cemetery being there. It made it very interesting because we weren't expecting to find a random cemetery in the middle of the woods there. We found what seemed to be like a tent of some kind sitting there in the middle of the cemetery in the woods. We weren't sure if someone was living in there or not.
So this was probably maybe a little family cemetery back in the day.
I wonder why they're so spread out though.
Well, probably one time it was grassy and, you know, they kept it up, and then it just, you know, after generations had died, there was nobody here to kind of tend to it. What is that? It's like primitive camping? What is that? A lot of these graves are sort of collapsed in. Oh, there's more down there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot more than I thought.
The white was covering something up. Cover here, and it looks like it's fragments of some kind of a, perhaps maybe a casket, or I don't know. They're old wood fragments. I don't know, maybe this was a tent at one time?
But you're right, it is far out in the middle of nowhere. So
yeah. I don't know. It's odd, isn't it?
That's a piece of something.
Let's go down to the other grave. Oh, there's a grave right there, look.
But there's just random headstones just thrown about in this forest. These must have been here for quite some time. We were trying to find a cabin in the woods, but we ended up stumbling upon a graveyard instead. Looks like that tree is braided. I've never seen a tree do this before. A little bit farther away from the cemetery, there's these random kind of art pieces, I guess you would call them.
Witchcraft. Sorcery.
The devil. It looks like something you would see out of a horror film, or like a Blair Witch Project. It's like wood that looks like it's in knots and these. It's just creepy, you guys. It's all next to the cemetery. It was just a great time, not only meeting Dan, but just exploring with him, just talking, getting some great feedback on my own videos, and just kind of immersing myself in his way of doing things, and it was just a great time. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely share and like the video. It definitely helps kind of promote my videos into YouTube more and gets more people involved in my channel. So thank you guys. A lot more explorers coming up, including Florida, so stay tuned. Appreciate all you guys. Love you all. And don't forget, you guys, to live, explore, and travel. Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.